finally decided in December of 2009.
They are the founders of Lopera, a brand that has become a symbol of elegance, quality, and pure French indulgence. So let's begin from the start. Who came up with the idea of Lopera? Was it your idea or yours?
In fact, it was our son's idea.
Finally decided in December of 2009, became a family project in Sydney, Tokyo, and Hong Kong.
Came to India, now it's exactly 18 years ago.
We came to reunite the family.
Who are the Bahá'ís and what does the Bahá'í faith stand for?
It's not a race, it's really a belief, a religion.
Lotus temple, it's made by the Bahá'í community, right? Welcome to the new episode of Cosmopolite Sam, and today I'm honored to host two extraordinary French entrepreneurs who have shaped the way India experiences authentic French patisserie. They are the founders of Lopera, a brand that has become a symbol of elegance, quality, and pure French indulgence. So please welcome Mr. Kazem Samandari and Ms. Christine Samandari Hakim, French nationals born in Iran, shaped by global cultures, and now the creators of one of India's biggest French patisserie houses, Lopera.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Having you at your own.
It's really the pleasure. We are both hosting each other. You're hosting on your podcast, and we're hosting you at Lopera.
Exactly.
At Vicar House.
Exactly.
Yes.
Sure. And bonjour Kazem, bonjour Christine. Again, welcome to Cosmopolite Sam. And it's a real pleasure to have you both. So your journey, it starts from Iran. You both were born in Iran, right? But then, you moved to France. You were raised there, and I think you moved to Turkey, then Switzerland,
and then France.
And then France, and finally to India.
And finally to India.
Yeah. So let's begin from the start. Who came up with the idea of Lopera? Was it your idea or yours? And was it one person's vision or a family dream that slowly took shape and now it's here?
In fact, it was our son's idea, Laurent, who came with the idea. And we came to India, now it's exactly 18 years ago, for totally another reasons. We came because my daughter, son-in-law, and grandchild came from Paris to India. And we missed them a lot, so that's how we came to India. And then the rest is with my son, who has the idea. He came also for an internship in Delhi, because he studied business school in Paris, and then he came with the project. So I leave Kazem to explain more about that.
Yes, actually, as Christine mentioned, we moved here for totally reasons which were unrelated to any business. We came to reunite the family, which happened. We were very happy to be here. And then our son, as part of his internship, spent about 6 months in India. And during this time, he was looking for nice and good quality, authentic French products, which he came up by. And then he came up with the idea. And then we engaged. It became a family project. We engaged in business studies, market studies, etc. And then we finally decided in December of 2009 to embark upon the project.
So basically, when you came to India, it was not in your mind that you are going to do business there, or you just came for a few weeks?
Well, actually, yes.
I am a sociologist and anthropologist, and I was heading the Office of Public Information of the Bahá'í International Community in Paris. And Kazem is an engineer, and he had...
Yes, I was president of a company which had its offices and its headquarters in Sydney, Tokyo, and Hong Kong.
Nothing to do with...
Nothing. It's high-tech, and I was spending about 20 days a month in Asia and 10 days a month in Paris at home. So our daughter said, if you come and live in India, and you will have 6-7 hours less flight, and you will be closer to us. So it was, we came just to be together with our family.
And we can even say the little story, which is a bit funny, because there was Caroline and my son-in-law and grandchild, and later with our second grandchild.
Caroline is the daughter.
Our daughter. They lived in a very nice apartment, and then the owner, the landlord of this apartment said just the apartment below them was free.
Okay.
The tenant they left, And the landlord asked Caroline, do you have anyone or your family, parents would like to come? And we were talking already, but a bit vaguely, if we want to join them. And then Caroline called us, but the landlord said, you have only 2 hours to decide if you want this apartment or not, because I have somebody else. So we had a conference call. Caroline and Pierre, my son-in-law, were in Delhi. My son Laurent and myself in Paris, Kazem in Tokyo, I think. And we had this conference call, and Caroline said, we have to decide right now. And Kazem said, do you want to go to it? He asked me. I said, oh, that would be wonderful to be close to the children and grandchildren. Okay. So we said, okay, let's go. So the decision was made in 10 minutes.
That's crazy. And
but we said
funny.
we'll go for 1 year and we will see how it will be. And then 1 year became 18 years.
So the main reason was to spend time with children and families.
Exactly.
That was the
Exactly.
Interesting. And you were just talking about, like, you were doing something with the Bahá'í community in Paris, right?
Exactly.
So there's an important part of your story that many people might not know about, your background as members of the Bahá'í community, which originated in Iran.
Yes, yeah.
So for our listeners who may not be familiar, who are the Baha'is and what does the Bahá'í faith stand for?
So first of all, it's not a background, because Baha'is are from all backgrounds. They can be, they are Indian, they are Iranian, they are American, French. So it's not a question, it's not a race. It's really a belief, a religion. So the Baha'i faith the Baha'is believe in oneness of God, oneness of religion. We think that all religions came from the same divine source, and they came century after the centuries for educating humanity. And oneness of humanity. We think all human people are one. And there are many, I would say, more social principles as equality of men and women, elimination of prejudice, equality of science and religions, many, I would say, avant-garde and very progressive social principles. And of course, unity of humanity, which is the main core of Baha'i faith. And Baha'is are from all over the world. So the aim, in fact, is that our life in Earth is not only, of course, there is the spiritual and human side, which we have to progress our life internally in this world, but also to serve humanity towards unity of humanity. So I would say these are the big principles of the Baha'i faith, and now there are around 7 million all over the world, so all kind of backgrounds.
And started in Iran.
It started in Iran.
Like 18th or 19th century, I believe?
Yes, in the middle of 19th century. Baha'u'llah himself, he was born 1817, but he declared his mission, the early beginnings of the Baha'i faith, some specific dates is 1844, and then in 1853, and then again in 1863. These are the beginnings where some declarations were made about the new faith. And then it propagated all over the world towards the end of the 19th century and early 20th century.
That's good. I would like to add something, a fun fact to all our listeners. Lotus Temple, it's made by the Baha'i community, right?
Absolutely.
Many of the people that they're not aware of it.
Yes.
So one of the, like, you can say, the most iconic monuments of India.
Yes. Actually, it was until, I believe, the inauguration of the Ram Temple. It was the most visited monument in India.
Wow.
And by far, it has more visitors than also Taj Mahal. There are daily, on normal weekdays, there are about 35 to 50,000 visitors. On the weekends, it's over 150,000, and on special celebrations and festivals, there are over 200,000 who visit every day. So it's a continuous flow of visitors.
From all over the world, in different part of the country, everywhere.
Yes, but obviously the majority are Indians, because it's easier for them to come. And one of the specificities of the Baha'i Lotus Temple is that we call it also the house of worship, which is not, there are no particular rituals, there are no particular symbols. It is a very peaceful atmosphere, and because of all religions are invited and they are welcome to pray in the language they want, the way they want. It is a moment of silence, it's a moment of deep meditation, And it is very impressive to see this colorful presence of people, some of whom you can recognize from their attire, that they belong to different religions, how they all come and spend these moments of silence inside the prayer hall of the Lotus Temple.
And there are 4 services, very short, 10 minutes interface devotions, prayers, which are from different religions. So it's a small service, but it's
at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 5 o'clock every day. There is a 10-minute always interfaith devotionals where you read from the holy writings of all major religions. It's not limited to the Bahá'í faith, so you read from the Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, the Old Testament, all religions. And it is very, very moving. It's a very spiritual experience when you see, because usually places of worship, you always read the readings or chants of that particular religion. But this is the only place I know of that you have readings from holy scriptures of all religions.
That's interesting. So that's something fun to know to all of our listeners. And adding to that, I think a month or 2 months ago, I took few of my Caribbean friends to the Lotus Temple. I was first time for them. They all were totally surprised, and in a good way. They all loved it. It's really cool. So you were just talking about, mention the value of the Bahá'í community, the principles of the religion. So do you feel these values shape the way you live and you have lived your life so far and work as a family and build even your Lopera as a brand?
Which is a big question, of course. Every day we are discussing and thinking if we are really doing everything. Well, of course, we're inspired. Our life was inspired about all these principles, and we try and Lopera, we know we have also core values as equality of men and women, teamwork, team building, team
cooperation,
and different, transparency, honesty. So we try it all our lives, but in practice, in our personal, in our professional, in our family life. And we think that life is really a whole. It's not, we go Sunday to the church or the temple, and then Saturday we do business, but wrong business, and Monday. It's a whole. So we try, we try.
Would you like to add something?
Yes, usually when you go to the headquarters of corporations, you see always nice frames with some principle, mission statement, and your values, etc. But in our case, we built our company around those values. And when you speak about Lopera, actually on the top 13 of our core values, it's a commitment to quality and excellence, which is also a Bahá'í principle. Baha'u'llah, the founder of the Bahá'í faith, he doesn't speak about quality, but he speaks excellence in all things. He invites all human beings to excel in whatever they do, in their profession, in their behavior, in their the way they look, they speak, etc. This quest, because God is defined as the perfection, pure perfection. So it is about excellence. So we translate, as Christine mentioned, we believe about the practicality of spiritual teachings. So commitment to excellence and quality is part of the principles of the Bahá'í faith. And then, as Christine mentioned, commitment to gender equality, honesty, transparency, ownership, a spirit of service, consultation, and or the different other aspects in meritocracy that will do not look what is the color of our employees, what is their background, where they come from, etc., but how they perform. And then no matter what their background is, then they raise in the hierarchy of the company. And we have examples. For example, our current head of logistics, who used to be a driver, or one of our best pastry chefs, he comes to be a housekeeper. But he was talented, so he learned, and we are so proud that these are not the only examples. We try to practice those core values in the behavior of the company.
Because I feel this is something we lack a lot in our society, the meritocracy that you're talking about, promote on their merit. If someone is, you can't keep everyone on the same pedestal. One who is giving 10 hours to something obviously deserves more compared to someone who is giving 4 hours to the same thing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So now let's continue about your journey. How did this journey unfold from Iran to France and eventually to India? Like you did explain a little bit about it. Like how did you move from Iran to different parts of the world? First you accept that because I think you travel more than Christian.
It's true. It is actually this is a reality, and it so happened because of the different personalities. As I mentioned, no, I did not mention. I am an engineer. I have my PhD is in industrial economy. So the calling of bakery and croissants, that was a very late calling. That's only I started to learn about it when we moved to India. But in my previous professional activities, at one point of time I was working for consulting firms where you have mandates in different countries. So I have literally worked in 64 different countries.
Before coming to India?
Before coming to India.
So India, sorry to interrupt you, India was the 65th country?
Actually 64, there are 63 other countries before India. God. So, sometimes the mandates were a few days only, but it was a different country. So it was a familiarity with that. So this we keep. Now I was born in Iran, and my parents left Iran in 1955, when I was only 4 years old. We moved to Turkey. Unfortunately, my father passed away in Turkey. We stayed about 6 years. I moved back again for a small stint in Iran, and then I definitely left Iran in 1968. 1968.
For what reasons?
I went studying. I went to study in Switzerland. I was at the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology, which is the equivalent of the IITs.
Got it.
So, and then after that, I went several times for visits to Iran, and last time was 1977.
What?
But, yes.
You have not been to that after 1977?
No. It has when we would have liked to go, but then there was the Islamic revolution, and the fact that the Bahá'ís are persecuted in Iran, which is a different subject, so it was not safe to go back to Iraq. But 1977 was the last year. And then after Switzerland, that's when I was living in Switzerland, I met Christine, who was living in Paris. Christine moved to Switzerland.
To meet you?
We met at a Bahá'í event at a Bahá'í...
in Paris?
Actually, in Switzerland. And it was during what we call a winter camp, a Bahá'í winter camp in Switzerland in December of 1974. And then Christine, after our marriage, Christine moved to Switzerland, firstly the German part of Switzerland, the French-speaking part of Switzerland in Lausanne, and then we moved in 1988, we moved then to France, where we stayed for 20 years now in France. That was the revenge of Christine, because I have taken her to a German-speaking country, then we moved back to French-speaking area in Paris, and in 1988 we moved to India. But in between, professionally, I was based in different parts. So lived in France, for example, but my activity, one of my startups was in Switzerland. So I was commuting between Paris and Switzerland. Later on, I was working for an American company. So our home was Paris, and my offices were in Dayton, Ohio, in the United States. So I was commuting between Paris.
How many times a month?
When I was based, for the years I was based in the United States, it was once a month.
Okay.
And I would spend about 2 weeks a month in the US and about 2 weeks in Europe, not only in Paris, but in Europe, because I had global responsibility. So it was partially at home in Paris, partially traveling in other countries of Europe. Yes.
How old were you when you guys met for the first time?
25.
25.
Well, in fact, we met before in different camps.
But
romantically, 25.
25. And we celebrated last October the 50th anniversary of our wedding. So we have been married. Thank you. Yes. So I've been married now for 15 years and 8 months.
8 months.
Yes.
Very sharp memory, yes. Cool, that's good. Yeah, please tell me you were saying something.
No, if you want to know my story.
Yeah, please, exactly, that's what I was. Please go ahead.
Yes, no. Well, my mother was French, and my father was Iranian, so I'm mixed, I would say. And my mother was a painter, artist painter. If you think this is...
That's by your mother?
This is my mother.
And how old is it?
How old is painting?
Yeah, 10 years, 20,
More.
30?
This was an earlier one.
Maybe this was 30 years, something.
This one, 13 years. Yes.
But the nice thing, we'll come back again, is that my mother came with us when we came to India. She was 95 years.
Wow.
She moved to India at the age of 95.
She was continuing to paint.
She was still working?
Yes, until 99.
And she passed away at 101 years here in India.
In India?
Yes.
In Delhi?
Yes. At 101.
That's all right. And she was painting till 99 years.
99 years. And then her eyesight was no more good, so she couldn't. So we have actually the last unfinished painting of her, also, which is half done. Yes.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
So this is my mother, and my father was Iranian, and he was a professor at university. He was a gastroenterologist, anatomist, a professor of anatomy, and a doctor, a very famous doctor in Iran. So their life was also between France and Iran. And my childhood I was born in Iran, and then I came because my parents went to New York. He was an exchange professor at Columbia University, so it was in New York. Then we came to Paris, and then I stayed in Paris. I studied there. I did all my schooling and my university, and I studied sociology and anthropology in Paris. So that was my story. And then I met Kazem, and then I went to Switzerland, and then
you bought him.
the rest.
You got him back to France.
In fact, our children were born in Switzerland. My daughter in Zurich and my son in Lausanne. So we are related also much.
Very cosmopolitan.
Yes, Switzerland too.
And how old were you, when you left Iran?
First time, I think 11 years.
So you were a bit older compared to, I think...
Kazem, the first time, yes. Kazem was
4
You
years.
must be super.
Exactly. Well, of course, we went back
Yeah.
for holidays, etc. But for living, I was in France.
And if I ask you, when was the last time you...
The same.
Oh, same.
Same.
Do you guys have any, memories of Iran? The most, I would say, something that you miss really a lot about Iran, maybe from your childhood or anything?
Yes, and well, of course, my home, my house. This is the dramatic part of our story, that my father has been assassinated in Iran in 1981.
Because of his power and position, influence.
No, he was a Bahá'í, and he was active Bahá'í. He was a member of one element that we didn't say, that there is no clergy in the Bahá'í faith, but there are institutions, collegial institutions, and he was part of one of the National Assembly, and like other Baha'is, he has been killed. And then later, Kazem's brother also. So of course we didn't go back after that. But my memory, I said, the most moving memory, of course, is my home, our home.
Is it
Tehran.
where was it in Iran exactly? Which city or village?
Tehran.
And same with you as well?
Which was confiscated and taken, and all the painting of my mother was
Destroyed.
And so that was really the dramatic part of our history. But the emotions of his place and the childhood and my family and my grandmother stay very much light in my heart.
And you was also in Tehran, your home?
Yes, my home was also in Tehran. I have, because the period, which was 4 years old, I have only just a few snippets, that's all. You're very young. So very few memories, but then, as I mentioned, I did another stint between the age of 11 and 16, and that was then where I have clearer memories, because it was secondary school. So that's where every memory is very clear.
Those 5 years.
Yes, those 5 years, they marked you. Yes, good. Yeah. But as you know, as Christine mentioned, Baha'is consider themselves citizens of the planet. And they are loyal to the government where they live. And they want to serve the society and to contribute to its betterment. And Iran was one such period in my life. But then I had the same love for France and for Switzerland and now for India. So yes, you have emotions in your heart, but it's not a nostalgia that you just cry over the past. You live also the present. So now I like to say sometimes to people, we have made India our home. Yes, we love France, we love Iran, we love Switzerland, but now our love is concentrated on India and our life here.
And just to add that after the assassination of my father, there was a Swiss publisher who asked me to write a book. And so that period was very I concentrated on writing this book, and the title is The Bahá'í or Victory Over Violence in French. It was written in French. And so that was a bit also the philosophy of our life, that there was this drama, but all our life we try to overcome by doing good, to help the society and our surrounding to build a better world.
Wow. And that book you wrote when you were in France or Switzerland?
I was in Switzerland.
You were in Switzerland. Already met Kazem by then?
Yes. We were married. I had my little daughter who was 3 years.
And when you decided to open a bakery in India, which wasn't planned, you weren't just opening a bakery, you were also introducing French precision and discipline into a completely different environment. So what were those early months like? Was it smooth or very challenging? Please explain and tell more about it.
I don't say it was challenging. It was exciting because each time you want to do something new, each time you want to create something, it's exciting. You create something from nothing. And I had decades of business experience. And you had the freshness and the energy of our son, who was really just starting his professional career. We were in a new country, and we were dealing with a product which is fantastic, French bakery, pastry. This is fantastic. This is something which is actually the baguette is heritage of humanity by UNESCO. So you are dealing with something nice. And as you know, pastry is not just sweet. The French pastry is also, it's a work of art. And opening outlets like here, it is also creating beauty, aesthetics, bringing satisfaction to people through what you offer. So it was quite exciting, but obviously we had to face challenges which were different. Now it's partially better, partially not, etc. But we had to deal with questions like uninterrupted supply of electricity or water, or finding and training people, because this is not France. You cannot just have a very nice, capable baker or pastry chef, etc. So we had to make sure that we have the right quality raw materials. Then you had to be patient and, in a sense, not in a positive way, educate the customer what is the real croissant, which is layered with that butter, and not just a piece of bread which is the shape of a croissant. So because people were buying croissants and they thought it was croissant.
That's true.
Just bread in the shape of croissant. You could have it in all tiramisu shops. You had that. So this needed a lot of planning, a lot of patience, a lot of work, but we are grateful that not only we succeeded in doing what we wanted to do, but there are at least, I don't know, a dozen or more other people who were inspired by our story. And just look around, at least 10, 12 other brands that are basically following. I don't want to use the word copying, but actually they are.
No, but that's a fact.
Yes.
Yeah, there are so many brands, like, they have started to make croissant and all, but somewhere they have been inspired by l'opera.
Exactly.
Not necessarily all of them, but many of them.
Many of them.
I personally feel most of them.
Yes,
Please go ahead.
it's true. We create a lot of new products. We always have a French executive chef, and usually the best of the best. For example, the current one is extremely creative.
Monsieur Kevin?
Kevin, yes,
we
we have
did,
met Kevin.
yeah.
So Kevin, he produces, I don't know, 3-4 the new products every 2 weeks. We cannot even cope with how to present that to the customers. But then it is very interesting. You put them in our displays. Now, 10 days later, you have about half a dozen bakers. They have the same thing.
But it's amazing. Like if
or when we do one other thing, which is part, as you know, in India, people like very much gifting, and there are hampers or boxes, etc. And the design of those, it takes a lot of time. It is a lot of creativity. This is part of also what our son does. And you can, every season when we develop the new ones, you can be sure a couple of months later or something, everything you have there. I don't want to name the other restaurants. They are just copies, and I can tell you, oh, that's what we were doing 5 years ago. This is what we did 3 years ago. This was what we did last year. So, but as long as we have this creativity urge, competition is good. It stimulates you. But what is important is that we keep our creativity. We remain the market leader, and we innovate. So as long as we still have this energy, this drive, then I'm less worried about others following us.
And this is what also I feel that makes l'opera unique in its own way, because you guys are always evolving. It's not that just because you have launched a product next month, so you won't be doing next to next. Something is going on.
Absolutely. Right now, for example, this is particularly the mango season.
Yeah.
And it's not that we do the same products of last year. There are at least 4 or 5 new mango specialities, and they are fantastic. And then you see others are trying to emulate that. Or we, about a month and a half ago, upon the suggestion of the ambassador of Sweden, we created Alfred Nobel pastry.
Yeah, please talk about it.
This is a pastry. Something that people don't know is that, as you know, the Nobel Prize, which is being selected by the Academy, they announced the winners in Oslo, but the gala, it's happening always in the City Hall of Stockholm.
Oh, Sweden.
Stockholm in Sweden.
Yeah.
So, and there is a wonderful gala, beautiful feast, and during that period, they also create every year a new pastry.
Okay.
And I was not aware of it, but the ambassador of Sweden explained to us. And then he came and said, why don't we do also Alfred Nobel pastry?
Thanks to him.
Thanks to him, which means the elements of Europe, of Sweden, some elements of India, and also crafted through the workmanship of a French know-how. And this is this year's Alfred Nobel pastry, and we have decided to create one new pastry every year. Yeah. So this is the Alfred Nobel, as it says also, Alfred Nobel 2026 pastry. And we were also very surprised. Currently is our best-selling.
Yeah, no,
that best-selling. You have tried it?
I haven't tried it, but I saw in our French group, so many people were talking about it. I think last week on something.
Yes,
so
So this is about the creativity that we say when you were speaking about the history and the chefs, etc. So this is one example. I don't think there are many others who think about such a creativity.
I agree with you. They're not ready. That's not at least current in current market.
Yes.
Thinking about pastry, there is also a Himalaya. I don't know if you.
Yes, we are going to have in a while in 10 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. In the year of innovative, France and India Innovation Year.
Yes.
So we launch also this because it's a Indian French say.
Fusion, yes.
It's a combination of
Yes,
the
exactly.
Like the promo.
Yes, yes. So that was during the visit of President Macron.
Okay,
When
India.
he came to India end of February to launch the India-France Year of Innovation, which was inaugurated in Mumbai. It was this beautiful sound and music program, etc. Prime Minister Modi and President Macron inaugurated it. We thought that innovation should not be only in science, technology, defense, and God knows
It
everything.
should also be in art.
In art and culinary art is one of them. So we created two products. One which is called Chromu, and the other one which is the Himalayas. And both of them have elements. They are a fusion of a French and Indian elements. And I would be happy to describe what it is
In a while.
later in a while.
I'll come in a while.